This video explains how to add a new column to the front of a data frame using the R programming language. So without too much talk, let's dive into the R code. In this video I will show you two examples, and both of these examples are based on the data frame that we can create with lines 2 and 3 of the code. So after running these lines of code, you can see at the top right of RStudio that a new data set called data is appearing, and we can print this data frame to the bottom in the RStudio console by running line 4 of the code. And then you can see at the bottom that our data frame contains 5 rows and the 2 columns call2 and call3. Now, in the next step, we also need to define the values that we want to add as a new column. And we can do that, as you can see, in line 6 of the code. So after running this line of code, a new data object called new col is appearing at the top right. And we can print the content of this new data object to the console by running line 7 of the code. And then you can see that we have created a vector object which contains 5 different characters. Now let's assume that we want to add these 5 characters as a new column in the front of our data frame. Then we can apply the data.frame function, as you can see in lines 9 and 10 of the code. And within this function, we first need to specify the column name of our new column. So in this case, the column should be called col1. And then we need to assign the values that we want to store in this column to this column name. So in this case, we want to assign the characters in the vector object new col to our new column. Then we specify a comma, and then afterwards we specify the name of our input data frame. And in this case, I'm also storing the output of the data.frame function in a new data frame object that I'm calling data new1. So after running lines 9 and 10 of the code, you can see that this new data frame object is appearing at the top right, and we can print the content of this data frame to the bottom in the RStudio console. And then you can see that we have extended our input data frame. And now the characters of the vector object new col are shown at the first position of this data frame, and the column name of this column is col1. So in this first example, I have explained how to use the data.frame function to add a new column to the front of a data frame. However, it's also possible to use the cbind function for this task, as you can see in lines 13 and 14 of the code. And the input to the cbind function is exactly the same as to the data.frame function in the previous example. And then I'm also storing the output of the cbind function in a new data object that I'm calling data new2. So after running lines 13 and 14 of the code, this new data object is created, and we can print the data object by running line 15 of the code. And then you can see that we have created exactly the same output as in the previous example. However, this time we have used the cbind function instead of the data.frame function. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage, statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video, so you can find it there. If you have liked this video, or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.